Hi everyone, today I'm going to be interviewing Jalashri, who is a data analyst for Amgen. She originally went into management before she transitioned into the STEM field. She wants to push back against the stereotypes of what it means to be a person in STEM. So let's go talk to her.
My name is Jalashri, and I am originally born and raised in India. I did my Analyst in Information System from California State University. Prior to that, I did my MBA 2011 from India. I work with retail sector, and I'm currently working with Amgen, which is a biotech pharma company in Thousand Oaks, California. I work currently as a reporting lead for US market.
What kind of scientist would you say you are?
I am mainly working with data. So I am working as an analyst role mainly. I work on the data science part of healthcare data. So we work on Python, we work on SQL coding languages to make data more readable, more understandable. And then I work on Tableau, where we have created 300 plus dashboards, which is used by 4,000 plus users who are out there in market, the medical reps and managers and all these people. So all the data that we work and we create dashboards, those are used to make sure that all Amgen products are reaching to right customers on time. And it's just a connecting things. So yes, that's what I'm mainly doing. So you can say yes around data, the data scientist side of or analyst side of the.
Why did you first get interested in this field?
I am originally from management background, and working in different manager sector, I realized like technology is something we cannot avoid going forward. So no matter you are doing anything, but you will always see the technology is touching that at some level. And knowing the importance of data in this time, like whoever company or whoever people are good with the data fluency, who are good at reading the huge data, they are the one who will be going to make more impact. So I always wanted to be someone who is a good balance of management side as well as technical side. That's the whole misconception we have. Like if you're working in technology, in IT, you got to be super fluent with all the technology and you have to be very geeky, which is not true. And there are so many levels in STEM. There's so many opportunities on so many different levels. And I'm just like working as a good balance of analyzing and working on data side with my understanding of management side. That was something I see a rare combination, because you'll generally see people who are from pure management or somebody who are like all geeky and talking about machine learning and all that big stuff. So yes, being a good combination of both the sides, I think is something I always wanted to be.
Yeah, I definitely think there is that perception of like you have to be really geeky or nerdy to be involved in STEM or anything. Like you have to fit this picture that we have of that role, and you don't. You can be like good at management. You can
wear all the glittery clothes and do all the makeup, and you can still work in IT. So that's a taboo we need to break.
Yeah, for sure. So what type of projects do you work on?
Our main project is like Amgen has so many drugs in the market for oncology and all different fields, mainly cancer drugs and all. So all the data that I get, so I work as a reporting lead for US market. So that means all that sales data, all the data that our reps are getting with all the hospitals in the United States, and all the analytics we do on top of that data. So our current project is to creating like different dashboards. So Tableau dashboards is nothing but a visual representation of all the big numbers, all the data, because not everybody is going to go and code and analyze themselves. So this is like you are putting some final results in more readable and more understandable format for all layman people. So that's what we are currently working. Amgen is coming up with more and more drugs. So doing all the market research for that, who are the right customers, who are the right alignment services. So how we can design algorithm where all this 4,000 plus reps, medical reps that representatives that Amgen has are exactly working and covering all the hospitals in the United States and with all the correct data to reach out to the doctors. So these are the project, and that's very fulfilling part from my end, to see a part of some work where you are making impact in many people's lives. So that's my current project I'm working on.
Could you talk a little bit more about what you find rewarding about this job?
So when there are so many sensitive drugs, like mainly I would say Amgen is highly focused on cancer drugs. So there are different drugs which cannot be buy over the counter, but it has to be only from the HCPs, healthcare providers. So for example, you're working on a sensitive data like that, where you have to make sure that all the doctors under this group of zip codes. So there, how Amgen works is, there is a 7 or 8 zip codes that makes one territory code, and there are representatives who are working under those defined territory codes, and all the HCPs under those codes. So it is very important that all that drugs, all that data, all that sales data you have, you're covering everything that is very important, that patient should get what they need. On top of it, post-sales data. So by analyzing and working on this many data is like, okay, this is a doctor who is specialized in this thing. So we can also make sure that other XYZ drugs are also being pitched to these doctors or these hospitals. So it's like more hand-in-hand work going on. So this all is working on data level. So if you are not if you're not good with the representation of your Tableau dashboards, there are chances that all those reps out in the 4,000 reps who are in the market, they might miss the catch, and we are missing on some business, which is ultimately going to affect the patients. So that feeling of you are doing something for patients at the as the end result of your work, that is very rewarding. Like, you got a good sleep at night. There are so many people working with me on this. So we are the data owner. My team is a data owner, and then we work with different teams within Amgen. The one team who's actually creating the visualization dashboards on Tableau. And then there are so many users, so you have to make sure all users are having right access. All users are seeing what they're supposed to see. Because if you are not seeing what you're supposed to see on your iPad and you're out in the market, you're losing your day, you're losing on opportunities. And we don't know how many people are losing or what because of that one mistake. So we make sure like we are on top of the things. Everybody is having the access set up correctly, server configured correctly, dashboards configured correctly. The dashboard is not having any false data. The data is being cleaned properly, and the right data in the right structure, right readable format is reaching to people who are non-technical, who are in the market.
Have you faced any challenges working in this field?
The biggest challenge is the learning curve here. So as I said, like, I'm not an engineer, but I'm working in STEM. Not everybody got their life very figured out at early age. More you work, you realize, okay, hey, you know what? This is something I might be good at. I want to give it a shot. And that was exactly my case. I got interested in technology side, learning more on that side later in life. So it is very hard to enter and establish yourself where everybody is engineer, very, very good with technology. They know a lot more stuff than you. You are not even a beginner. And of course, like, being immigrant in this country, being women with color, it also plays its own role at some time. So working on all of these things and still being persistent, still being open to learn at any time. You cannot be like, hey, I'm double mastered, like I did my MS, I did my MBA, so I am good. No, you still have to be very grounded and open to learn whoever at any level is teaching you. I remember my first job in Wipro Technologies, like it was my first job in technology sector, and they're all talk on like IT jargons, and you don't understand that. I literally used to like make a note of those words, get back to my office and Google and try to connect dot and see like what exactly these people are talking, So it is very hard when you have to start from scratch, but I think persistency is the key. Your attitude is the key in this thing. So that learning curve was very challenging for me. There are less women, so you feel kind of pressure on your shoulder. I remember in my B school there was just 2 girls and 28 to 30 guys. So when it says you're in a minority, like, so you feel like pressure, like you're representing the whole female, like, like if you are not up on your projects, if you're not doing good, if you're not good at representations, you feel more burdened than anybody else. At the same time, like in technology, also in engineering and classes. So I really recommend, like, there should be work has to be done at both the levels, like grassroots level and leadership level. More women should be in a leadership role, so more women get inspired that if this is possible, basically you have to show that this is possible at top level. And at the grassroots level, more girls should be like promoted and show them the correct relevance in education system in STEM. Like, okay, it's not just to study, but how it is relevant with the real life. And so working on both top and bottom grassroots level will help a lot.
How did you deal with being one of the only girls in some of your STEM classes?
You have to be very confident and very persistent in your performance. That's not the right pressure, I would say. But I remember even in my MS classes and my analytics classes, there are like 20-30% girls and like 60-70-80% guys. So in that kind of environment, you have to be true to yourself. Like, you don't have to feel under performance pressure or peer pressure, but rather this is what I am doing, and this is a long-term process. It's not going to happen overnight, because people are good and you are not there yet, but that doesn't mean you will never be there. So that attitude is something you have to keep telling yourself every day. Those were the times, like I was literally feeling like, I might not be a good fit for this. Should I just give it up? Like, I was having happy life, like working in management field, like it's good. But then you have to keep yourself inspired. I remember I used to, in my juniors batch, I used to like talk more on STEM side with them, and was inspiring that, hey, so what, there are just 3 girls, you can still join and you can still explore. So yeah, those are the things, like, I used to do to overcome those challenges. Stay focused and stay inspired.
Who is your biggest role model, mentor, or inspiration?
My biggest inspiration person is my father, because I come from a business family. And as a child, I have seen so many ups and downs in business, and I have seen my dad open to take challenges, not giving up, always curious to learn things, always in a favor of giving it one more shot. Even though, like, he always tells that if this is really important, then success or failure should not matter. You should still try. So when I decided to switch to technology side and do my second master's, he was the one who was like, you really want to do it? Because this is one life. I don't want you to get regret. Like, like, I wanted you to give it a try, but with the fear of getting failed, I did not do it. So just go for it. So after completing my first graduation, my MBA, after 6 years, I did my second master's in IT. So you have to be, I have learned from him to be open to the new things. Age is not the limit. Always be curious to learn things. So he is, I mean, as a child, who you see around is something builds value in you. So seeing them getting over all the difficult phases of life and still not breaking down, that I think that's what made me who I am internally.
Were there any women in IT who, when you first were getting started, like, were already in the field and wanted to support you or made sure to like do extra or mentor you in any way?
Oh yes, there's definitely many great women I have got a chance to work on. But I remember, like, even when, because healthcare was also not just technology, but even healthcare, US healthcare itself was very new for me. And it's not that easy to understand healthcare data, and along with the new technology. So I remember when I joined Amgen, my mentor was Samantha Mitch, and she's super great at reporting. So she was a great inspiration to me. I still tell her, like, Samantha, you are one of the top 5 smartest women I have worked for in IT, and learn from them. So what I have learned is, like, even though how good you are, be humble and always ready to uplift people. That's what she did to me, and maybe that was very inspiring at that time. Because now, working with Amgen for 2 years, you start being comfortable with stuff. But when you're very new, it is very important who your mentors are. I have seen her as a female, how smart she was, how uplifting she was, and how patient she was when somebody is totally new. And the kind of mentor you work with, you will be the same kind of mentor. So it's like a chain. So now if anybody I have to train going forward, I will always see her as my inspiration. Like, okay, I have to be patient. She's new. I have to teach. I have to teach again and again. So it's like patient plus excellence. That's what makes you a good manager. And I was blessed to, in my life, working with so many good people who inspired me on management front as well, who were very supportive to me, no matter how slow learner I was when I was new to technology. So it was great working with her.
What advice would you give to girls who want to become scientists or go into STEM fields?
The one thing I learned is like, you don't have to be perfect. It's not like once I will be this perfect, then I am ready for that. There is never, I mean, at least in my opinion, there is never a day where you'll be like, okay, now I'm 100% ready. You are never 100% ready. So just be open to teach what you know and open to learn what somebody has to offer. So it's like an ongoing process all your life. Don't be afraid, and you don't have to be geeky. You don't have to be like super great with and knowing everything in advance. No, you can be yourself, open to learn, and you will see things moving in the right direction for you. And I mean, you can wear makeup, you can wear glittery eyeshadows, and you can still be an engineer. So that's not that if you're not like having that personality, you're not meant for that. No, it's not that. So just be open, because there is so much that you don't even know out there. So you never know, on this path of learning and teaching and improving, you will find that one spot that you will see that this is what I was looking for. So just don't be hesitant. The only one quality I would say is don't give up easily. It's sometimes good to be stubborn when it comes to learning. So be a little stubborn, don't give up easily, and there is a lot of opportunity out there.
Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out our other interviews linked in the description box down below. Bye everyone.